What's up, you guys? Watch Show You from $1 Million time with yet another $1 Million video. And today we're going to be checking out some content that's going to be brought to us by, I don't know who this is actually, but it's going to be some content on our boy, Mr. Cortisol. Cortisol Clad. Let's get straight to it, alright? Supposedly he's getting butt by Peter Thiel. Let's get it going.
He asked Piers Morgan if he would apologize for being in the Epstein files.
Would you like to apologize for being with Ghislaine Maxwell and being in the Epstein files? Would you like to apologize for that?
No. Because
Based, no apology.
Seriously though.
Nah, that's savage. That's savage. And anyone that's watching this video right now, if you're not putting your mind out there to try to be more aware of what's going on around the world, and especially what's going on in the United States, if you guys live in the United States, please do so. Please do so. Do not turn on the TV because they're not going to tell you the news that you need to know. Do your due diligence to find out, because at this point, if you're not getting involved in politics, if you're not aware of what's going on right now, then wow. Why did I say that? Oh yeah, because he bought a Ghislaine Maxwell and all that other bullshit. Yeah, I think that was hilarious. That was a very hilarious play. Very bravo to him though for that. As much as a weird ass fuck nigga I think the nigga can be, I think that's a pretty solid play. So kudos to him for that.
What's going on with this guy? I'm sure everybody that knows him has heard about the Peter Thiel accusations. And I want to state clearly that I am very suspicious of this woman, because not only did she seemingly come out of nowhere, but she works for the Dubai royal family. Who is she? And why does she try to accuse Cavicular of being funded by Peter Thiel? But also
because she's trying to infiltrate, bro. She's probably trying to infiltrate this nigga so she can bring him back to the sheiks to get shitted on. Just keeping it a bean. She's probably gonna get a good tip, good raise recruiting him. That's probably what she's trying to do. She's a double agent. I'm telling you.
So, why did Peter Thiel invite Clav to a party? Since at least 2017, the people invited to party with Peter Thiel, at least the ones we heard about, were usually CEOs, billionaire investors, and politicians. But Clav himself has always said he was non-political. But still, there's been a lot of association with his name and Peter. But when I think about Cavicular being invited to Peter's party, it also makes me think about the several news outlets that reported that Peter's alleged boyfriend that he cheated on his husband with died mysteriously after working with people behind the scenes to push Peter out of politics.
The billionaire's boyfriend died mysteriously. Mysteriously died. He was found deceased after they had the little discourse. What was the discourse? What did he say?
Died mysteriously after working with people behind the scenes to push Peter out of politics.
And that was a coincidence, I guess. Let's be quiet.
Peter Thiel is a man who was mentioned over 2,000 times in the Epstein files, and he also received over $100 million from the U.S. government.
Why?
If you know who Peter Thiel is, then you don't need me to give you a rundown on why he scares me. But he's best known for being the founder of a company that totally doesn't store people's data, despite the fact that it was named after a fictional mass surveillance device from Lord of the Rings. Which I actually didn't know at first, but I should have figured it was something. Now, Peter Thiel is a man who was mentioned over 2,000 times in the Epstein files, and he also received over $100 million from the U.S. government. If you know who Peter Thiel is, then you don't need me to give you a rundown on why he scares me. But he's best known for being the founder of a company that totally doesn't store people's data, despite the fact that it was named after a fictional mass surveillance device from Lord of the Rings. Which I actually didn't know at first, but I should have figured it was something sinister since Palantir is not a real word. But recently, there's been a rumor that the billionaire Peter Thiel was helping fund the rise of Cavicular, which is possibly due to people trying to link the similarities in both of their views, but that might be a bit of a stretch, as Clav is known for being obsessed with achieving perfection when it comes to his physical appearance, and Peter mostly just seems to be a billionaire that might want to rule the world one day. Using any politics.
I just want to go back to say all three of these niggas look like boogeymen. And when I say boogeymen, I'm talking about, you know, the monster that parents tell kids to stay away from. Stay clear from. You know what I'm saying? The monsters that are in the Epstein files. Epstein himself. I'm gonna call him boogeyman for code. Okay? All three of these niggas look like boogeymen. I just gotta say. And also I gotta say this too for all y'all content creators that was hopping behind Trump. We ain't forget. Your name's on the list. And it's not the Epstein list. It's the Trump list. We're gonna have a Trump list. We're gonna make a Trump list. We did not forget.
$150,000 for the car.
Now, a person and is currently using any politician he can to achieve that goal. So I don't really see what would connect him to a streamer, but this lady, I don't know. So 2 things are being used to link Peter to Cavicular's rise. One is that on stream, he winked at the camera and said that a person referred to as P loaned him $150,000. And some people believe this to be Peter Thiel.
I got P. I got you. P loaned me.
Did he take this nigga shopping? This nigga just get. Nigga got a. This nigga needs to go. What? Did a nigga just take this nigga shopping? What the fuck? What did I just hear?
Being referred to as P doesn't really provide any proof, and the wink, although suspicious, also doesn't prove that P is Peter Thiel. And in an interview he did with this woman, he became visibly upset when she suggested that he was being funded by Thiel.
That Peter Thiel backs you?
That is fake news. Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro.
That is fake news. Yeah.
I don't believe you.
That paused, that extended blink, and that nod was very telling. I would not be surprised if his back is getting blown out by Peter Thiel for some bread.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
No. Well, Peter Thiel does. I mean, you get like the correlation, right?
Not really.
Another instance is the fact that Cavicular has said himself multiple times that he was invited to a party by Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel's trying to get in your.
Dude, that was the craziest one. I swear.
You played that perfectly, bro.
Yeah, I got blacklisted from his events
What?
now. That's what I heard.
Bro, I called up Ed the other day and I was like, yo, I got an invite to this party with a bunch of billionaires.
What company was it?
Bro, I don't even know.
want to stun him and stay
Yeah,
there.
let's not even don't even give them the clip, bro. They're listening right now. And then he's like, you can only come on your own. And I'm like, whoa. Like,
But he declined to go, even comparing it to a Diddy party. Now,
Wait, hold the fuck on, my nigga. This is the same nigga you took 100 G's from? Bro, he's gonna get your butt. I'm sorry, he invested 100 racks into you, my nigga. He gonna get that butt, bro. You better stay clear, my nigga. Your head better be on a 360 swivel, my nigga. 360 swivel. He coming after that butt.
even comparing it to a Diddy party. Now, to me, this seems to be a rabbit hole that could go much deeper, but in a completely different direction than most people think. Do I think Clav was trolling when he said Peter invited him to a party? No. I actually believe that. But the only reason I can picture a 58-year-old man
Peter wanna party. Sometimes you gotta tell him no. You gotta tell this nigga no, bro. He probably asked this nigga like 3-4 times. Cause these niggas brought this shit up like 2-3 times already. It was nigga trying to party, bro. It was nigga trying to party. And he was wearing 3 different fits. He was wearing different outfits. So he brought this shit up multiple times. Why does Peter Thiel want to party with Clav so bad? Where did Clav fucking come from? The only thing that can make sense is that Peter Thiel has the same kind of ideologies that Clav has. And because Peter Thiel has the same ideologies that Clav has this poster boy, all-American boy look that's very, very advertising. You know, you could very, very, very well advertise that to the point that it would be so easily pushed beyond the American masses, right? Especially white America. Very easily, especially for like the Republican all-white boy American party. It's very easily sellable. So I could very easily see why he would hop behind him and want to, project him into that light, into that realm, because it's really just gonna boost whatever agenda he's trying to push as well. And what is that? This weird kind of superhuman, like artificial, just weirdness. The shit that he believes, Clav believes, but Clav has the influence. Clav has the look. And because of that, he's willing to push money and dick behind that.
invited him to a party. No. I actually believe that. But the only reason I can picture a 58-year-old man inviting a 20-year-old influencer to his party is that he wanted to start a relationship with him. Because although Thiel is married, another influencer, Jeff Thomas, was identified as his boyfriend. At least
That nigga looks like him! Like, come on, bro! Like, he even looks like Clav! This is Clove! Come on, man! What are we doing? What are we talking about? He literally looks like a carbon copy of Clav. I would not be surprised if Peter Thiel created Clav. Bro, what if Peter Thiel created Clav, right? In some kind of dungeon lab basement to really try to revive his ex. But then he ended up going against the grain, right? He made him as into like his own little robot, but he started to go against the grain. And now he's trying to have some kind of like social media, like spiritual warfare with him, trying to get him back into his evil grasp. The nigga looks like him, bro.
Up until New Year's Eve 2022, when something happened. Now, multiple sources state that Peter's husband was angry about Jeff being present at Peter's New Year's Eve party. And that's obviously impossible to confirm, because if this guy was his boyfriend and it was supposedly a secret, I don't get why he would be at a party that Teal's husband would also be present at. But what's widely agreed on is that about 3 months later, Jeff fell to his death at a condo in Miami. And this was a simple open and shut case. The Miami police didn't suspect any foul play, and some sources even claim that he might have fallen while taking a selfie. But since none of us were there, we can't say.
Now, why is that? Why would it be such an open and shut case? And why would the police be so quick to be like, yeah, it was foul play? Like, come on. You're dating a billionaire. You don't think he doesn't have the ability to get your ass packed up and washed up like no one knows what happened to you, how it happened, why it happened, when it happened, where it happened? We don't know. We just found him like this. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I'm just asking the questions. I'm not saying he did. I'm just asking the questions. It's odd.
Taking a selfie. But since none of us were there, we can't say for sure what happened. But part of the reason it looked so suspicious was because a couple months before the New Year's Eve party, a man that was trying to find dirt on Peter Thiel had invited Jeff to meet him at the fancy Polo Lounge restaurant in Beverly Hills, which is how we got the confirmation that Jeff and Thiel actually met at Coachella in 2015, and that Thiel actually put him in a $13 million mansion somewhere around LA. Now, could he have been trying to do the same thing with Cavicular, and this is why he got a party invite? It's very possible, and that also makes Clav's comparison of Peter's party to a Diddy party a little more spot on. But all of this ties into a conspiracy theory that Peter wanted to somehow take advantage of Clav's influence, which would definitely fit the agenda of a scary billionaire, as the whole looks maxing thing is very influential. But Clav didn't start this movement, and it's actually been going on since the 2010s when he would have still been a child, but to his credit, he did make it more popular than ever. But in my opinion, this woman, Micah, is who raises the most questions. So, I had never heard of her, and somehow she had $15,000 to pay Cavicular for an interview. And out of everything she could have talked about, she chose to ask him about Palantir and Peter Thiel, which is completely outside of the world Cavicular lives in. This guy isn't involved in politics and fundraising. He walks around Miami and Arizona trying to have sex with women. Out of every influencer Peter Thiel could be associated with, I just failed to see why this guy would be one of them. So, I did some research, and this woman...
What the fuck? Nigga smoking a cigarette in a club? Like, come on, bruh. Nigga, we smoke gas, nigga. Nigga smoking cigarettes, nigga. We smoke gas. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what, nigga? Nigga smoking a cigarette. Boy, if you don't roll your ass up a blunt. And these are niggas that be talking about, I'm not gonna say it. I am gonna say, like, this whole, like, degenerate, like, bro, this is the same dude that be walking around random black people that are minding their own business saying, chat, should we drop the N-bomb? Wearing nigga hats. Like, and then once when people react to you, you want to paint them out like they're the ones that are tripping. Like, they're the ones that are degenerate. Like, you don't think to yourself like, well, actually he does know this. And it's funny because when people actually come up to him in person and kind of enact the same type of cringiness that he does to him, he cringes himself. So it's like, why do you make the content? Oh, I know why you make the content. The reason why you make the content is because the content gets you clicks and engagement. That's why. But that's why I just say to myself, all these niggas is corny, bro. All these red pill niggas, every single one of them, bro, they're all weird. Every one of them has been exposed to do some weird shit or came from some weird shit or is doing some, like, bro, like, what? Andrew Wilson having 3 baby mamas? Andrew Wilson's wife having 3 baby daddies? Are you serious? Marvin Gaines was telling y'all to not live with your girl, to live with your boys, to not date a girl and take her serious unless you fucked at least 50 women. This nigga's never fucked his ex. Angie's never fucked her. I don't think he's even ever kissed her. Has he? Bro, he was happy to kiss a prostitute. A prostitute. How do I know that? Because he did it on live. On live. As a man that's well experienced with women, why would you be so happy to kiss a prostitute on live? Like, I'm not gonna get into Walter. The dude with the beard, the long beard, like, bro, what? Your wife has a kid. You're taking care of a kid. It's not yours. You tell your fans the exact opposite. That's what I'm saying. Like, and Clav, like, he's just a weirdo. The nigga's just weird. I don't know, he's just a weirdo. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out gay. And if I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that half of these niggas is gay. Just keeping it a bean.
I just failed to see why this guy would be one of them. So I did some research, and this woman is Michaela LaLuz. I hope I said her last name right. And she doesn't even have 30,000 followers on Instagram, and she has less than 100,000 on TikTok. So if anything, it would appear that someone was funding her. And I'm just being fair, because even though I don't agree with everything this guy does, I won't pretend that this narrative makes sense. I'll admit that I was suspicious when he got upset about her asking him about Peter Thiel, but then I had to question, who is this girl? And who gave her $15,000 to pay someone for an interview, especially in this era where everyone has a podcast? But apparently, she didn't just come out of nowhere, and she has a public LinkedIn profile that makes me very suspicious. She claims to work for a company in the private office of a Dubai prince, which right there shows that whatever she says needs to be analyzed, because it's well known that to be an influencer in the UAE, there are certain things you have to agree to say and not say. And despite going to college in Canada, she's been working in the UAE since at least 2022. And before that, it says she was a NFT collector? What the fuck am I reading? So it appears that she is funded by the royal family of Dubai, which I only say because she works as an advisor in the Sheikh's private office. But how does someone get in a position like this? It's clear that
Pretty much they're having a bidding war for his butt. So that's what's going on. The billionaires are having a bidding war for his butt. That's what it seems like to me. I'm just keeping it a mean. They sending her over to be like, yo, bring this nigga over here, bruh. The fuck? You need to go infiltrate, get in this system, find out if this nigga's bidding on this nigga, find out how much this nigga's getting paid, and if he is, we gonna pay him double. We need that butt. Y'all can't tell me I might not be on to something. Y'all can't.
But how does someone get in a position like that?
Put your thinking caps on. Put your thinking caps.
She already had money before 2022 if she was collecting NFTs, and she appears to have been a manager and actress in some type of children's series. But before that, in 2017, she was also some kind of host, interviewing very prominent people, as she even provided pictures of herself with the former president of Poland, which is something that she was apparently doing while she was a student at Ryerson University. So does the UAE want people to think that this random kick streamer was funded by Peter Thiel? Or does she truly believe this accusation for some unknown reason? Who gave her this information? Now, I will say, it's very interesting that Peter Thiel has made some pretty big investments in the UAE, which would fit with Clav's accusation that Michaela is being funded by Peter Thiel. But her being funded by Peter Thiel would only make sense if maybe Peter was trying to give back at Cavicular for turning down his party invitation. Because theoretically, Peter Thiel's public image is so bad that merely accusing someone of being funded by him would make that person seem less credible. But again, all of this is a bit of a stretch. Her connections to the UAE are not though, and they are very strange.
So if that's the case, then why the fuck does he want to hang out with Clav, bro? This thing is in the Epstein files 1,000 times. He wants to diddy with Clav. I'm telling you, bro. You trying to clap your cheeks, bro. Clapping Clav, bro.
Not a kick streamer that goes to frat parties. To a billionaire, influencers are one of two things, if not both. Either a piece of meat or a tool to get support. But Peter Thiel has seemingly the full support of the U.S. government. So I don't think he needs a kick streamer. I'm all for a good conspiracy theory, but this one seemed a little bit too ridiculous.
No, it doesn't, my nigga. You tripping. This nigga wants to do the same thing that fucking Clav is doing right now, bro. Clav just has a looks and he has an influence. You don't think he's gonna put money and dick behind that? You tripping. Get in that butt. You paying 100 bands for that butt. Oh my God, I gotta stop. That being said, yo, peace, love, and positive like always. This is Wild Channel. If you're not to sign out with yet another $1 million video. This is all allegedly, but let's hope not. That being said, yo, but I wouldn't be surprised. We out.
That you not shit. Moving on, that's easy too. Quit acting like I'm not rich. Fuck these IG hoes, I'd rather have a block bitch. She been playing on my heartstrings like a guitar pick. I know what broken hearts mean.